Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, here on Voice of the Rings, and today we're going to continue on in Middle-earth, in Gondor. We're in Dol Amroth today, and we're going to be leveling the Lower Master and hanging out and chilling. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in Middle-earth. Now, I'm going to be a little bit, my camera around here, hopefully you can see me good still. I've turned off a few of my lights just to help out my eyes a little bit in the stream today, because I'd like to stream for a few hours and have fun, but I've just been like really tired the last few days with all the lights. So I still have my background. You can see the window's just very foggy, beautiful day though. A little bit of light in there for me, and I think it's good. You can still see me fine, I'm pretty sure. I have one light on so you can still see my face. But just to kind of help out my eyes, I turned off 3 or 4 of my regular lights. So hopefully that's just fine for all my regular viewers. Again, I won't do that all the time, but sometimes it's a little nice just to chill. But anyway, welcome, my friends. Welcome indeed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you would. That would be wonderful. So again, where we left off is we were helping the guards and the Dol Amroth. And I think it actually removed what quest I was doing. But the good news is, I think this is the guy we had to talk to, Mr. Tholion here. It's Tholion. Hello, Mr. Tholion. But probably not how you say it. Oh, good. The chat is also working. Wonderful. I'll put the little background on there. There we go. Good evening. Wonderful. I'm glad the chat is working. It's wonderful. The music is loud. Is it still loud right now, or are you talking about at the beginning? You're talking about the beginning. Got it. All right, let's do it.
Right here. I don't know how he gave me the slip.
It was right here.
I don't know how he gave me the slip.
One of you check in the courtyard to the north. Perhaps Lyndon saw which way he went. Lindor. Captain, Burindor is not going to be happy about this. Alright, so we're looking for Jajax, if you guys remember. Alright, so we're going to turn the music down in-game slightly here, just so it's balanced. There we go. So we have sound effects still. Alright, sweet. Off we go. Alright. Is that a little bit better? It's just the Gondorian music's a little loud usually. How was that? Is that alright? Is that a pretty good balance for everybody? Thank you for liking the stream, guys. Alright, there's no sign of Jajax here either. Alright, here's Lindor.
I am at a loss.
I am not a loss. He watched this fellow from a goodly distance for the better part of 3 hours, and he made no suspicious movements or gave me any sign that he knew he was being observed, and then, in a snap, he just vanished. Are we certain he is reformed corsair or some irksome water spirit instead? Knowing what you know of Jajax, you hesitate to describe him as reformed. Instead, you, commiserate which Lindor about having lost him. How dare you lose him, blah blah blah. Die. It is to be hoped Captain Burander will not be too cross with us. I will go to him now with the hope, no, the certainty that we will find Jajax again before it cause any serious trouble. On the edge of the hearing, you catch a brief gull call from the street to the east. Jajax is over there like doing gull sounds in the corner. Yeah, the sound of the game should be pretty balanced with me, but yeah, the music in the Gondor area is very, very loud compared to everything else. Is this Mr. Jajax right here? These gods are fortunate. Wait, I forget his voice. Let's see, I'll make one up again, I guess. These gods are fortunate. I choose to do more than merely embarrass them. I could have slain them very easily if I wanted, but you are a friend, so they can live for today. To think you believed our paths would never cross again, Grandal. It seems you have the pleasure of entertaining my story at least once more. Much has happened to me since I last saw you. Do you want to hear my adventures? My brother, Duxamak, and I believe we were done with Gondor when we did bid you farewell, Grandal. I thought we would return briefly home to Umbar, and after finding a new ship and a new crew, we could set sail once again in search of treasure. It was a fine plan, but, well, that is the story, is it not? Let's see, do we get a voice?
My brother Dax and I returned.
My brother, I was kind of close.
The city of sails.
Oh, we're in Umbar. Ooh, spicy. Hello, Andrew. Welcome to the stream. Today, I'm some random not Gondorian. Corsair pirates. This is One Piece in Middle Earth. It is good to be home. The sea breeze welcomes us back to Umbar. My name may be spoken of across the world ahead, but it will mean little to more to hear it spoken in the streets of our city. No doubt my exploits will earn us a tankard or two in the ale and the crab and the cutlass, or in the teeming net tavern. You were always partial to the hungry deep, weren't you, Dax? We have to work to do. The drinking will have to wait, but wait until a little while. We will not stay long, my brother. I need a proper ship and a bigger crew. There are more guards than you remember. This way, Dax. So apparently I'm his brother. Dax and Jajax. This guy's parents were really, really creative namers. Something about the city is different, Dax. Do you feel it? There are too many guards here. The Haradrim of Ordok seem to be gone, but in the place, the guardsmen appear more vigilant. That has happened to my city of sails. I do not like it. Someone must answer for it, and they will answer to Jajax. I am going to sniff around and see what happens while we were gone. Wait for me here and cause no trouble. Now, well, I'm glad you're here. Good luck on your book review. I'm assuming for a class, right? University? Alright, so... Daxman? Is that you? Who are you doing here? Dax, I haven't seen you in an age. I thought you perished in the war. But you must have escaped that fate somehow. I take it some portion of your brother's good fortune must have transferred to you. We should have used some of that here. Were you in the battle? I heard the Corsairs who followed Balakor were slain by an army of dead men, and that they were led by the hated warrior, Thor Rongil, who despises the Umbarians so much he returned to life that he may slay even more. But that cannot be so. Still, there has been some strange occurrences here in recent days. Ever since the great earthquake that collapsed the temple of the All-Sea, people say he is dead. Is such a thing is possible, but the Empire of Ordok did not stand long against the uprising, and when the fighting ended, the Kindred of the Coins announced that neither Sauron nor Ordak would rule again in Umbar. The Kindred claim they have ushered in a new age, but for some people like you and me, Dax, and like your brother, I do not know if they mean it. The Gauls are full of thieves and corsairs alike. No opponent of the Kindred lives long enough to voicing it. If they learn that you sailed with the heirs of Castamere, this is not a good day for you to be here, Dax. The Kindred. Oh. Who speaks of the Kindred of the Coins? Oh. I can only bear so much praise in one day, my friends. But I have heard you complaining. The city is grateful to you and all of the kindred, Koltek, sir. It is we who are grateful to your folk. The uprising began here in the lower ward of the city. The heirs of Castamere could not have been defeated by only 7 people, after all. Such things need bodies. Who is your friend there? Don't look at me. I hide behind him. What is your name? Daxmek? Oh, Koltar nods idly, but remains his eyes. You sense that he is paying very close attention to your face and filling away your name for later consideration. Some there are who lead, and some are who follow. Even the kindred of the coins is subject to this rule. My new friend, Asgath, the Sea Shadow, prides himself on leading. He does so with Aplub Roththog the Storm, carries out the wishes of those who give the commands, and they are made stronger with every swing of his mighty fists, and every bite of his sharp teeth. Ask the heirs of Castamere who attended the half-troll's last bout before the sea stones, muttoning about those teeth. Oh! He's supposed to be a half-troll, that Rothgarth. I always thought he was supposed to be like a really big orc. That makes so much sense that he's a half-troll, actually. Now that I think about it. I just learned something, that's fun. Kolthos grins. A private joke to Daxmex, but heed these words, for they are also true. The wisest of all is he who knows when to lead and when to follow. The wisest is he who knows when to speak and when to listen. Which are you, my friend? And who do you follow? The heirs of Castamere? Or perhaps the Church of the All-Seeing? The city has many foes, and sometimes they require some rooting out. The uprising is in Umbar, though, but Asgath has mused aloud that he sometimes wonders if it was thorough enough. You were not here when this occurred. Need I ask where lie your loyalties? Kotek, you villain! Where are the supplies you promised my husband? Misaki, my love. The things I promised you to have already been loaded onto your ship. I have my own voyage to make, and it is longer than yours. You have to go, Dax, before Koltek remembers you are here quietly through the northern exit. Just runs off. Dax has arrived at a run. Dax! This place is no longer safe for us. The kindred of the coins intend to imprison or put to death any freebooters and pirates that does not sail in support of them. There's no time. We have to leave the city quickly. Back to the ship. Hurry, Dax, hurry! Hello, Lord Cav. Welcome to the stream. That was a fun little story.
Orwick alone allowed us to escape. But if good fortune permitted it, ill fortune was soon to follow.
It was Orkwark alone that allowed us to escape, but it was good fortune permitted it. Ill fortune was soon to follow. A sudden storm rose up, and swamped the boat, and when I last came to shore, it was back to Gondor. I had been delivered. Of Dax there was no sign. I am certain my brother lives, for he has survived much worse than that. Sturdy crab that he is. You tell Jax that Prince Imrahil and King Elisar should be told of the situation he encountered in Umbar, and the Corsairs tilts his head. weighing your suggestion against the potential for reward. It is good to be owed favors and coin by kings and princes, Grandal. I accept your offer. I have not been a guest of a royal court as this before. Well, not invited one, anyway. All right. I have a feeling he has crashed royal parties after that comment. All right, let's go back and talk to Prince Imrahil. Yes, welcome. We're glad to have you, Lord Kev. Always the encouraging one. I appreciate it. Most of the people here in this chat right now always leave great comments. I appreciate everybody on my videos. All right, so we're just chilling today. We're leveling. I have a few of my lights off just so it's not quite as much light on my face. So hopefully it's I'll turn down the lights in the background so it's not quite as bright in the background. I got one on though, just to kind of help my eyes a little bit so I can kind of relax while we play. I also have some delicious tea. All right, we're back at the Hall of the Swan Prince, or whatever it's called. Great Hall of the Prince, just the Prince. But I mean, I'm going to call it the Hall of the Swan Prince, because look at all these giant swans. Like Mr. Swan Johnson. No, wait, that's not it. I am back, Prince Imrahil.
I said to keep an eye on him, not to bring him to my court.
I said to keep an eye on him, not to bring him to my court, Grandal. Why should I trust these things he says of Umbar, or of the Kindred of the Coins? How do we know he is not one of them? Why should I trust one of the corsairs who troubled our coasts during the war, and who continues to do so even now? Have you taken leave of your senses? No?
Evil tidings have come to Dol Amroth from the coastline of Anfalas.
Tidings, and harden my heart against such men as this Jax. But you need not hear of them from me. Speak instead to the Captain, Merel, for he left outside Gondor just days ago, afoot and without ship. Tell Grandal why this was your manner of travel, Captain. Excuse me. Oh, there he is.
If you command me to speak, my prince, I will. But the pain is fresh.
Oh, what a fun voice.
If you command to... Let me try. If you command me to speak, my prince, I will. But the pain is fresh.
If you command me to speak, my prince, I will. But the pain is fresh. And losses I suffered there will haunt me to the end of my days. I came afoot before my ship, Alfural, was burned off the coast of Anfalas by corsairs of Umbar just days ago. Some of my crew survived and made the journey back to Dol Amroth, overland with me, but too many good sailors died to fire and water and corsair blades. I demand to know why you now host in this palace one of the monsters who set my ship aflame.
You could tell this sleepy old sailor that I was not involved with the burning of his precious ship.
You can tell this sleepy old sailor, that I was not involved with the burning of his precious ship, Grandal. My proof is that he still lives. I had been there. He and his crew would have been spared. Jax grins. Aye, they would have been spared the walk back to the city. Tell him this too. I did not burn his ship, but if he gets another, he'll be wise to steer it far from the Jax in the future.
Silence! I will allow no fighting in the Palace of the Swan.
Silence! I will allow no fighting in the Palace of the Swan. King Elisar, these tidings of Anfalas make it clear to me that you should make a change in the plan we discussed. If the Corsairs of Umbar remain active along the coasts of Langstrad, it is too dangerous for you to continue that way. Instead, you should make preparations to return to Minas Tirith. I will allocate a number of sworn knights to attend you on the journey, if you so desire.
I value your words, Prince Imrahil. I cannot heed the warning they contain.
I value your word, Prince Imrahil, but I cannot heed the warning they contain. The suffering of Amphalas makes it even more necessary destination for me, not a lesser one. I will see the state of the other things in Outer Gondor with my own eyes, and I will aid the people there as best I can, despite the danger, or perhaps because of it.
The prince wants to know where I am going. That is my own concern.
The prince wants to know where I am going. That is my own concern. Bring his guests already grown tiresome. Farewell, Grandal. Perhaps I will see you again. Perhaps not. Bye.
Watch that one carefully if your paths cross again.
Watch that one carefully if your paths cross again. He may not have been responsible for the burning of the Afrorals, Grandal, but I think it's not the matter. How many good men do you think he has slain during his life as a Corsair? Whether he fights on behalf of the heirs of Casimir or the kindred of the coin, or for himself, does it really matter to the men whose lives he takes, or those ships he burns?
If I cannot convince the king not to travel to Anfaras while it remains threatened...
What's up, Reb? Thanks, by the way. I saw your comment. If I cannot convince you not to travel to Anfalas while it remains threatened by the Corsairs' unknown loyalties, my king, I beg you that you will consider delaying long enough to prepare for the journey. The storehouses and armories of Dol Amroth are yours to make use as you will. Take the time to prepare, for I will not have it said that I sent you on the utter fiefs, I haven't used that word in a long time, without adequate supplies or warning.
I understand Prince Imrahil's concerns. Let this
Let's
then be the
stand.
compromise.
The compromise. I will return for a few days. Time in Dol Amroth preparing to travel to Anfalas, but some of the companions will instead journey north to Blackwood Vale. The people there and their lord Durnhir lost much in the defense of Gondor. After the folk of the Vale have had some of their needs met and their concerns heard, the smaller group will rejoin the larger traveling party outside Anfalas, and we will together visit Langstrad. You will go to Blackroot Vale, Grandal. With you I send Legolas, Gimli, and my scribe, Kabar. There are 2 roads by which you may be able to reach the Vale, but I leave the choice to you which one you take. The shorter, but more dangerous road through Tarlung's Crown, or the longer, but safer road through Lamadon to the east, through Caliban and Lothgobel, and Dinandab. Words. Whichever road you choose, your destination will be easily seen from afar. The hill of Erich towers above the Blackroot Vale. Alright, sirs, I'm on my way. We're off. A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He starts his stream precisely when he means to. I mean, he's questing. Alright. Where are we headed here? Alright. Alright, so we're off to... We have to defeat enemies upon the road. Or travel through those areas. Alright. To the horse stable master lady. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome, everybody. I am doing good over there on Twitch, too. Hello, welcome. Patty. Hello. I didn't get a chance to ask you, as I didn't know to spoil it. I don't know if I want to bring up Amazon's Rings of Power in a LOTRO stream. I'm having fun playing LOTRO. But since you asked, we'll say it real quick.
I never thought to see such
overall,
happy days as these.
The last episode was like enjoyable to watch, but it felt a little bit I felt like there were a few words I wanted to use. It was like disappointing, right? Just because like I know what it could have been if they were following the lore. And it was a little bit underwhelming. Like, even though there were some good moments, it felt kind of like, and compacted, kind of rushed, like their own plots, right? It felt like so much happened in the last episode, and I felt like they were like, I was really waiting for the dwarves to like actually attack, and like you get one like literally 5-second shot of dwarves like shooting their crossbows, which was cool, but just like that's it. That's all we got to see. It's like, oh, the dwarves overwhelmed them. Ta-da! Right? There was like no like that felt like that in the last few episodes. It felt like there wasn't really that much combat besides like kind of the epic moment of, you know, trebuchet shooting, right? Or like orcs fighting along the wall. The wall part was pretty cool in like the 6th episode where they were like fighting. Still, it's very short. It's like less than a minute, right? Like these shots, they're really fast. Where like if you go back and like look at like, again, I know I'm comparing it to Peter Jackson's, but it's like you look at their fight scenes, they're a lot of fight scenes. You can add up a good like 15-20 minutes of like actual scenes of like battle. Yeah, I mean that is kind of how I feel about it. I mean, it's a fan fiction. It's almost not like they changed so many things. I was a little bit disappointed with the finale that we didn't get like the dwarf Durin, the young Durin, didn't show up and like give Elrond a hug on the battlefield after they saved him, kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm sorry I'm late or something, since they kind of changed that in the story, that they were like, the fact that he was like, oh, he's mourning. I was like, what? It's like, I understand mourning, but it's like, why wouldn't you like go to the battlefield, save your friend, and then be like, okay, now I need to go home and have a funeral for my father, right? Like, and also, again, there were so many things. You can watch my response, and if I kind of did a live watch party, you can see if you want to see what I thought. But let me go ahead and teleport
The
where I
long
need to go
night
here,
has ended, and the
so we
sun
can be
rises
traveling.
upon a peaceful kingdom.
All right, let's go to blah blah blah. Yeah, so overall, I was like, there was some enjoyment here and there from a fan fiction perspective that was just fun to watch. But there's a lot of stuff that was like kind of disappointed in. Obviously, spoilers here, but I think most of you know this already. So I'm just going to tell you spoilers in the next 5 seconds. But of course, they make the character we all know as Gandalf. And it's just like, they had this one last chance to destroy their bad. I was making a joke during the stream. They had this one last chance to destroy evil forever. I mean, their bad plot line, and make him a blue wizard. And they didn't. He kept the ring. I mean, they kept their blood plot. So, yeah, I'm just bummed. I feel bad I really like that actor. I thought like he did a good job with the stranger, and the fact that like now he has to like live up to playing Gandalf. How is he gonna do that? Like not to be mean. And also, Gandalf didn't age, right? He's not a younger actor like that. Gandalf came to Middle-earth as a very old man. They all take the look of an old man, and the stranger doesn't look old. I'm not trying to be mean or ageist or anything, but from lore perspective, the wizards don't age, right? They just travel. I mean, they came to Middle-earth as old men. So it's like, they didn't come to Middle-earth looking like they were in their mid-40s with a beard, right? They came to Middle-earth looking like they were in their 70s or 80s as humans, like old men. Like, that's what it says. So now it's like, so I would have kind of let that slide if he was a blue wizard, but now that he's supposed to be Gandalf, it's more like, it's even worse, because, you know, now we're gonna get the Gollum, Hunt for Gollum with Peter Jackson and Ian McKellen, and it's gonna probably be freaking amazing, and it's gonna be insult to injury, right? That whole plot line for the Rings of Power Amazon. But again, you know, that's all their own design and making, and I'm not gonna feel bad for them. But yeah. But anyway, we're going through a beautiful Middle Earth. I don't want to damper our Lord of the Rings online experience. A beautiful game that respects Tolkien's lore thoroughly, and I kind of like. I just like to breathe it in, even though I can't quite smell it, but I almost can. The beauty and love of Tolkien's world in this game. It's refreshing, especially after being kind of frustrated, because again, it's like I know what they could have accomplished if they had followed the lore and the canon. And now there's this new thing kind of happening recently that's kind of driving me crazy. And people are going, "There's no there's no like real full canon of Middle Earth." And I'm gonna probably make a video on it because it's ridiculous. Of course, there's canon. Anyone that says there is crazy. It's like that's the Lord of the Rings books, the Hobbit book, the Silmarillion. Of course, there's canon. What are they talking about? But I've been hearing that around on social media. I don't even know where that started. But I was just like. Couldn't even believe it when I was reading it. I was like, "What?" They're like, "Well, yeah, anything's canon." It's just.
Never thought to see the
I'm like, "No,
peace
canon.
come
The
again."
definition of canon is whatever the original person that had the brainchild of the story or world, which in this case is Tolkien, wrote. That's canon. Sure, he might be changing fluid ideas when he's writing it, right? Every writer does that in Storymaker. But what he put out and published and is now out officially, even the things that are like old notes that are contradictory of certain parts and stuff. Clearly, what stands is what he wrote and published, right? And of course, his son did his best. I feel like Christopher Tolkien's canon because he did such a good job with his father's work, and he purposely said, I tried really hard not to change things, but just fill in some holes from what he knew, because he sat down and worked with his dad all the time. So clearly, if anyone was going to have a level of also making a little bit of canon, it would be his son, right? And then at a certain point, sadly, you can't really change that canon, right? You could do additions and stories and adaptations later, sure, and fun things, but at a certain point, if the author has passed away, you cannot change the original author's works, right? That's always going to be canon. That's the definition of canon in the dictionary, right? It's something in a world design in a fiction or sci-fi universe that is, I can look up the exact description, but that is designed by the author or writer, right? That's what it is. So, and then I've heard a couple arguments where they're like, oh, well, whoever owns it, right? Kind of like if we compared it to like Star Wars, right? It's like, well, Disney bought it from Lucas, so now they changed the canon. Well, in the definition of canon, they can't really change the canon, but do they have rights now since they bought it from Lucas and Lucas willingly gave it away? I would say yes, they should be able to kind of do that, right? Though, realistically, I can understand the people who are hardcore original Star Wars people. They're like, well, I don't consider it canon, that they changed. It's like, that's, I feel like, justifiable. But when it comes to Rings of Power, they did not get the rights. The Tolkien estate still owns the canon, right? They didn't sell the canon to them. They sold the rights to make an adaptation, right, of The Lord of the Rings for the Second Age. So it's not like they have the rights to change the original canon. I mean, they technically have the rights to do whatever they want because they gave them this little area of the Second Age they could use, right, with the dependencies. But, of course, they did change a lot of canon in their story. But, I mean, my point is that doesn't actually affect the original canon, right? That's why people they say, well, you can't nitpick it because now it's canon. It's like, yeah, no, we can, and it's not now canon. Only what Tolkien wrote is canon. It's like, I have my own fan fictions, too, but I'm not going to sit over here and say they're canon now, right? For my characters in Middle-earth. So that's my point. I think everyone probably gets it. So anyway, I went deeper into that than I wanted to, but thanks for listening, everybody. All right. We'll just ride our horsey the rest of the way. There's no reason to not make him the Blue Wizard. Yeah, there really isn't, dude. It's just I think they wanted to build off the fact. They wanted to build off that with the spooky month. Patty says in Twitch. Well, we are going to be doing a campfire event here in our Kinship on CrickHollow where we're going to tell stories. Patty, if you're in our Discord, you might want to hop on my YouTube channel and check out, and then go to any of my links. There's always a link down there to Discord on my streams and stuff. You can check that out. Hoping Rohan anime is good. Yes. I have actually quite high hopes for the Rohirrim, War of the Rohirrim. I'm a big anime, nice, clean anime, I like to point out. I'm a big anime fan, though. So I'm really excited about that whole thing with kind of a crossover. And I think the people working on it are really cool people.
You are most welcome, my friend.
So I'm excited about the world that we're here. I think it'll be really fun. But that's a great point there. I don't know, Nestaro, I hope you're still here. I'm answering these comments a little late here. Changing one word in the script, Gandalf, would have changed everything. Yes. Oh yeah, loving the game. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Zoz. I do thoroughly love Lord of the Rings Online. And also, as we get the updated servers, I'm really excited to get all the updated classic servers. But like, look at this. Look at this. The birds flying in the air. The sound effects. It's just so fun. Such a great game. Dwarves riding horses. Well, I'm a human right now in game, but... Yes, Ian. Well, here's how, just to talk about something real quick, right? So canon, the term, if you look it up in the dictionary, it really only applies to fantasy and sci-fi. Like, you don't really say things are canon about real life, right? Like, so canon usually means something that was originally by the author. So, for example, I will read the definition out to help you out on that, because I do understand why it's confusing. Totally get it. So let me just so what does the story mean in a story, right? Canon, which could be any story. It could technically be a story that's fantasy, but about something in real life too, of course. So you could technically maybe use it for real life, but it's mainly for fiction. Okay. The word canon, C-A-N-O-N, of a work of fiction is the body of works taking place in a particular fictional world that are widely considered to be the official author narrative. All right, those created by the original author or developer of that world. Now that could be more than one person, right? It could be, but that is like the definition of what canon means. So when people say it's not canon, it's like something that either wasn't written that's added in, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, or it's like something that's completely changed. Like, I'll give you an example. In Rings of Power Amazon, we'll watch this cute bird fly around as I talk. So in the Rings of Power Amazon, the whole Mithril story where they decided that it was going to be like the essence of an elf in Belrog, that's all added and made up. So Mithril is, now to be fair, Tolkien didn't really describe like how Mithril was made. It was basically just a special material that the dwarves found in the mountain. That's basically what Tolkien said. So it's a special material. There's nothing like, it wasn't created in any way, right? Like they do in the Rings of Power. And so that would be not canon. Now, whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing they did, that's up to the individual, right? I think it's horrible in certain ways, but that's okay, right? I'm being attacked by a giant lizard monster. But anyway, hopefully that kind of helps you out with what canon means here. Adam, get out of here, you scary lizard. All right, dealt with that scary lizard. So anyway, there's some stuff about canon. I was thinking about making a video about it, but I'm also in the kind of also in the boat, like I'm kind of almost done feeling, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to make any more videos about that stuff. Like, maybe we just move on. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it, Robert. Look at the room, it's going crazy. Good morning, Ice. How are you? Good morning. Why don't you all bug off? No, just kidding. The part with Dane, I love that. What's up, Deployable? What's up? Welcome to the stream. The dude there is basis of D&D. Yeah. Tolkien was the father of fantasy, so definitely there are many of the genres we have today are thanks to Tolkien kind of bringing, and remember, Tolkien did take stuff from older mythologies, Norse, Greek, and like even a lot of his Christian values, and there's stuff put in there. But obviously he made a lot of stuff up himself, because dwarves are somewhat like dwarves in Norse mythology, but they're quite different the way Tolkien did them. Same thing with elves, very different. All like very different like ideas. So yes, he was definitely the father of fantasy. So we definitely got things like, you know, the World of Warcraft franchises, D&D. You think of any other kind of thing that has orcs or goblins or humans, elves, halflings, you know, they're all kind of like spin-offs, right, of Tolkien. And a lot of those original creators of those worlds, which are the original, technically, canon. And where it gets a little confusing, it's a little easier with Tolkien's world with canon, because really the only people that are canon are Tolkien himself and his son. Like, they're the ones that worked on the original stuff. It's a little more complicated with, like, Star Wars, because George Lucas was the person that had kind of had the brainchild, right, of Star Wars. But he also had a lot of other authors who were helping him, who he said, yes, I will consider this canon when they wrote stuff. And then, of course, when he sold it to Disney, then it came down to, oh, well, Disney has the rights to everything, so they can say, you know, this is canon now, right, with their changed stories or adding things or whatever. Which, again, he sold the rights. So that's totally, you know, that's prerogative. But, again, the actual definition of what canon is, though, doesn't need, like, an authority. It's whoever is the original writer. That was what made canon. So there's a little bit of semantics going on where people are like, oh, well, you need to have an authority. So because Disney's the authority that owns it, they can say whatever is official canon. And it's like, yes, but from my premise of what I've been saying is that canon is usually just what the original person who designed it and wrote it. Their stuff is canon. But where it gets tricky is that it's like, well, does it matter that Disney owns the rights so they can switch it? Right? Where in Middle-earth, Tolkien Estate still owns the rights. So technically the family does. Right? So it's a little easier to distinguish that issue there when it comes to that. Also, this is the Stone of Erich. So this is where the dead men of Dunharrow swore to Isildur to help, and then they got cursed. It was this stone. And this is also where later Aragorn meets them in the actual books, which is not really shown in the movies because they had to cut some stuff out, obviously. And by the way, this is not, everything I just said, this does not mean that things that aren't canon or, you know, adjusted, changed things, they're not always bad. They're not, it's not like, oh, an end all, like, oh, how horrible, right? No, that's not the issue. It really comes down to me, what bothers me is it respectful to the original author, right? I know that, like, for example, The Witcher, right? By season 3, a lot of people felt like it just wasn't respecting the original material. And if you look, it really isn't from what I looked at. But even the author himself, who's still alive with The Witcher, made the comment that he didn't really think they like went in a totally different direction. So the fact that he's alive does help, right? It helps when the author is alive still because they can make comments, right, on things. But this is the case for you know Harry Potter or for Game of Thrones or all. The author's still alive. It makes it a little easier to know what they think too about stuff like this, right? But it is funny when people make the comment like, oh, well, you know, Tolkien's passed away, so we don't know his mind on it. It's like, yes, we do. We have the Lord of the Rings books and all of the other books that he wrote. So we do know what his mind was with canon because he published them, right? Granted, we can't ask him little questions about today's questions, right? About new things made, obviously. LOTRO always be the best game out there. Yeah, I mean, Reb, I gotta agree with that. Angus, behind you. Yes, the lizard. Let me see if I can catch up to everyone else's comments here real quick. Yes, but it's vague. What's vague? Because one thing that's not vague is the fact that the term canon means the original person who wrote or created the story or world. Like, that's the definition in the dictionary. But, so that's not vague. So we do know the creator's mind because they wrote the book, right? Or whatever they wrote when it's adapted into a story or a movie. But, filthy hobbits. I love hobbits. Hello, Robert. I'm just catching up with your guys' conversation. Yeah, that would have been good. Barian and Luthien would be really cool to see done well, because that one is more of a drama too, right? With Tumblr. Yeah. That one's more of a drama. I definitely feel like they really, in the last episode too, to answer Ian's McKellen and what I thought for Rings of Power, it felt very dramatic, like almost like a soap opera, like drama level. That's what it felt like to me. It just felt really extreme. And they made it very dark, right? They made a bunch of dark moments. Which, I'm not against dark moments, because that whole battle is quite dark in the original story. In fact, one change they did in the story is, in the original books, Celebrimbor is put up on a spike, but it's like really gruesome and violent, how Tolkien said it. So, yes, it was violent in the Rings of Power show, but it felt a little bit more doled down just slightly, which was probably a good decision. I kind of agree with that change. Invent languages? You lost me. I don't see where you... The lore is vague. In the appendices. Okay, so that is something... Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that the lore is, like, has a lot of holes because there's some big time gaps, so that it kind of causes vagueness in between. I can understand that from the appendices. But the thing that bothers me is the stuff that isn't vague in the Rings of Power series, they changed. A lot of them. So there's some very specific things that happen in the lore and the appendices, and they purposely completely changed them. That's what bothers me. So if they had inserted a lot of extra stuff in between those original hardcore facts we know from the appendices, I would have been like, yeah, okay, sure, right? But I think that's what bothers me when people say they changed the canon. It was like they changed the whole feel of some situations where Tolkien gave us, we knew what happened in this situation, like this is how it went down, right? And then they decided they'd just totally flip it and change it to another story. He did invent a new language. Elvish, yeah. It's a full language. The one he didn't fully complete was actually Khazd-dûl, the Dwarven language, but there's a lot of scholars that have been trying to finish it for him, because he was a master linguistics person. He taught that at Oxford. Yeah, no, Elvish is full-blown language. It's crazy.
The Hill of Erech. We have seen it before, but in different circumstance.
He's talking, okay, Legolas is talking about when they had the undead guys.
I do not wish to climb this hill again. The memory is grim.
I do not wish to climb. Welcome everyone who just joined the stream, by the way. If you could throw a like on there, it'd be amazing. See if we get to 30 likes today. All right, I'm gonna go and let's do some more voiceovers. Time to continue here. I'm gonna hopefully I answered your questions, but maybe in the future I'll make a video on it or we could talk more. But
I do not wish to climb this hill again. The memory is grim.
I do not wish to climb this hill again, Grendel. The memory is grim. When last we stood atop the summit, a great host gathered about King Elisar. They were those who broke their oath to Isildur, and they came to his descendant, and they might fulfill it, and have peace. Many were shades of dead men that followed in the trail when we departed Erech, and they were the fighters who wrestled control of Pelagar for the Grey Host. Without this army of the dead, we could not have seized the Corsair ships and bore us to the Harland and Minas Tirith. The shades were gathered about King Elisar atop this hill, redeemed their oath, and recovered their honor. Should that make it pleasing to recall for we who were they? I do not believe it does. Speak with Kabar and Gimli. Afterwards we will proceed to Moorland on King Elisar's business.
This story that Legolas and Gimli speak about...
It fills me with frights, Grandal. I gratified to learn that the king made us use the shades that betrayed his mighty forebearer, and so gave them the redemption that was once deemed denied them. But Camburn's frown deepens and casts nervous glances towards the summit of Hill Eric. You say that some of the Shades did not fight on behalf of the king? How ruthless must those dead men now be, knowing there is no more redemption for them? How much must they hate their living, now that the chance for peace has come and passed them by? I do not want to go up there. King Elisar would understand if we do not, surely.
I am not afraid, you understand, but there is little reason for us to climb again to the summit.
I am not afraid, you understand, but there is little reason for us to climb again to the summit. The king would expect us to slay any such members of the ruthless dead that we encounter in the Vale, or whatever passes for slaying such spirits. I am not entirely clear on that point. Legolas has tried to explain it to me, but it all seems rather complicated. Like the canon we were just talking about. What do I know? I know that if any ruthless dead think to trouble us for the folk who live nearby, we will inconvenience them. We will inconvenience them with sword or bow or axe, and let them return if they dare. They are sure to haunt the hills of Erich at night, but they will along the road to the Pass of the Dead all of the time, I wager. Alright, what do we have to do now? Slay some undead. Inconvenience the ruthless dead. I don't think any dead are here because it's the middle of the day. They only spawn at night. So I think I actually have to go up to the Paths of the Dead, and they'll be by the door. From what I remember with this quest, so I have to ride up to the path because it's daytime. I don't 100% follow, Ian, what you mean by that. But essentially, Lord of the Rings was about language. To explain... Yeah, but what... is this a new point, or are we talking about the same thing we were talking about a few minutes ago? I think I may have missed something partway through. Gosh, we got another spam bot on Twitch. Hello, by the way, to the 4 or 5 of you on Twitch. Thank you for joining us today. And following or whatever it is on Twitch. I always forget what it's called because on YouTube it's subscribing is free, but I think on Twitch it costs money to subscribe, so I think it's follow on Twitch. Alright, so we should be able to go up to this spot right up here. Yes, friends. What Angus said. Aha, there they are. All right. Oh. Oh wow, they're doing a lot of damage to me. The Ents are going to war. Should be a little more careful because now I'm getting my gear isn't as good now that I'm leveling up because I haven't really replaced anything really. Once I hit level 150, I can craft myself gear on Zollin because he's a Umbar crafting master of stuff. All right. Finish that quest. But we're done. Yep, we're done. All right. off we go. Well, welcome everyone. There's a bunch of people who just joined the stream. Hello everyone. There seems to be a lot of bots on Twitch, I've noticed, compared to YouTube. I get so many like little spam bots on the Twitch account when I'm streaming. All right, let's go down here and talk to the chapter here. I'm gonna, I'll keep answering questions, but I'm gonna go a little faster. Look, there's the stone. You can see it. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna travel just a bit faster in questing here. Because I want to see if we can get like at least level 145. I'd love it if I can get a few levels in this stream. It's like this was my time to like level tonight that I had time to do this, and like normally, so I was just gonna play, and then I was like, no, I'll stream, so I can hang out with everybody while we level. I know you guys have been enjoying seeing the area of Gondor with the leveling. It's kind of fun to see the. So this is the newest like leveling stuff, you know, besides the Corsairs area, and then of course the new area that's coming out, which will be near Harad, which is very exciting. So again, right, we have over here we have this area that's kind of, and then we're gonna have new. We're gonna like probably I think go in Harandor, which is like near Harad, and this is far Harad down here.
It has been some time since you were last in the Blackroot Vale, has it not? It is my duty to inform you that the Vale does not allow for travelers without the permission of the Lord or without some suitable cause. Why have you returned? It has been some time since you were last in the Blackroot Vale, has it not? It is my duty to inform you that the Vale does not allow for travelers without the permission of the Lord or without some suitable cause. Why have you returned?
I must admit that I did not expect you to return to the Blackroot Vale so soon.
I like how they're just all talking to me as I just leave. I love it that they voiced over so many of the characters though with this area. Even though that's my job. That's what we do here on Voice of the Rings. Well, it's one of my things. I also always want to be a voice for Tolkien, which is why we talked about that canon stuff. Again, I've told you guys, I'm not like a super duper hater of anything with this show, but I'm also like not gonna like endorse everything about it because I think there's a lot of problems with the Amazon. Might be an understatement, but yeah. All right, how do I get up there? I forget how I get up there. I think I need to go the other way. Look, there's the Stone of Erich. You can still see it from here. It's kind of cool. These Gondorians in Moorland here, man, are very brave. I don't know if I want to live right next to the Path of the Dead. It seems a little scary.
A pall lies upon the Blackroot Vale.
Oh,
For all her young men were drawn away eastward to war.
All right, we're just gonna.
I have told Rosfin over and over again that there was nothing I could do to save our sons.
I remember his sons dying. I was there in the story. It's very sad.
I've got nothing to say to you. Move along.
Wow, what a jerk.
You dare speak to me after bringing such death to Morlod? I will not stand for this.
Whoa. He's attacking me. Stop this. Ent. Smash him. I relent. I relent. He runs away. Hey, you better relent, buddy boy. Dare you insult a wizard? A wizard is never late. Nor is he wrong. Just kidding. Alright, sometimes wizards can be wrong.
Visited the Vale, my friend.
What?
The war exacted a heavy toll upon us.
He's still talking.
Many of our bowmen did not return from their journey to Minas Tirith.
Might I trouble you with a more private matter, my friend? One of my bowmen, Egnir, has taken an unexpected leave of his duties here in Morlod.
The long
What?
night has ended and the sun rises upon a peaceful kingdom.
What? Why am I hearing all these voices now? What's happening? This never happened before in this game. I'm getting like, I'm walking back and they're like talking to me again. It's so weird. I've never had that happen before in this game. I mean, I'm like, it's funny. It's not really a problem, but weird. I've never had that happen before. Hello, Rendell. Welcome. Hello there. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Thank you for liking the stream. I think we're going to hit 30 likes.
Am I glad to see you?
They found me. Help. Whoa, angry residents. Well, you know what stops people from being angry? A good lightning therapy. Where are you going? Alright, it's K-Bar. Thank you, my friend. That was frightening, but I am fine now. Well, I'm glad. Was it frightening that you were being attacked, or frightening that I just one-shot everyone with lightning bolts? Both would make sense to me. Emily, Mr. Amber sent you over. Or Stradbear. Okay, I can't think of his name of this character right now. An arrow in the tree.
Someone loosed an arrow at me from hiding.
Grandal, I am fortunate indeed that this town of men, and not of elves, or it might have hit its mark. These folk are not happy to see us. Wait a second, what? Mr. Legolas, are you implying that humans are not as good as archery as elves? Because that's what sounds like you're implying.
What is wrong with these people?
What is wrong with these people, Grand? I don't know, Gimli. So I ask myself that on a daily basis. Do they not know we are here to help them? Do you think the elves of Castamere are to blame? I don't know. Sounds like real world. I'm just teasing. Sorry, just making bad jokes. What's up, Elvin? Hello, guys. Oh, thanks, Ram. I appreciate it. Because I always am glad, enjoy your streams. So glad to let us tag along. Yeah, of course, of course. I'm assuming you're replying to my thing from a minute ago since I'm catching up on the... But yeah, I know. I just thought, you know, sometimes I'm like, I'm going to sit here and level for an hour or two anyway. Might as well hang out with everybody, even if it's not perfectly entertaining. But I don't think anyone's expecting that, right? I just have fun. Hopefully the goal is you're having fun and I'm having fun, so hopefully if I'm having fun, you're having fun. At least that's the hope. All right, good. I can go finish chapter 3 here and talk to him. Blah, 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 blah. Emily's saying blah, blah. This is the point of, he tried to make... Oh, interesting. So, Ian, you're saying that you think that he made a language then made a story around the languages? I don't know about that. I wouldn't know from your point of view what you're saying there. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tolkien was making the story of Middle-earth for many, many years. I don't think he made the Elvish language first, if that's what you're saying. I think he was making it during making the story of Middle-earth. Because he kind of made like the Silmarillion story first with all his notes, and then he wrote The Hobbit, and then he wrote The Lord of the Rings. Kind of like within his world that he already had designed in his mind. Which is why I think the story is so good. He already had a really huge framework of his own design of his world. A bit of lag? A bit of lag? I'm not lagging. Oh, cool. Oh, so he actually talks about it, yeah. I do remember watching one of his interviews with BBC where he said that language was really, really important to him, and that as he was making it, he was framing his world, his elves at least, around his language that he was making. So, that's pretty cool. I don't think lightning therapy works. Emily thinks, well, we'll have to test it. On. Can I get a 10-piece nugget, a large sweet tea? What are you ordering during the stream? My favorite hobbit is Gimli, says Elbin. That is Elbin's favorite thing to say. Love how Gimli is all pissed up with the axe, yeah. I know, Ian. I was the one that just told you that he was a professor of languages, Oxford. That was like his living stuff. He definitely was doing language far before. I mean, I'm assuming he was doing language before he started, like, even creating a story. But remember, he created Middle Earth over, like 20 plus years. He was doing it a long time. He already had some... I think he was already making the story slightly from what I remember reading. And then he went to the war, the World War I. And then it was like... It really inspired a lot of his writings for, like, Sam. Because he actually had a friend named Sam that actually helped him in the trenches. Which is really cool. Which, if you watch that movie, they made a little, like, documentary movie called Tolkien something. And it was pretty good. I don't know how, I thought it was pretty well done. From what it seemed like it was genuine from what I read with the original history. 17 years to write the books. Yes, it's a long time.
Supporters of the heirs of Castamere? No, I do not think they are responsible for this.
The supporters of the heirs of Castamere? No, I do not think they are responsible for this. Not in the Blackwood Vale. Looks directly into your eyes and holds your attention. My people have suffered much, but we all. And King Elisar did not make the time to visit Moorland himself. There is no conspiracy here, Grandal. The folk of the Vale grieve, and their grief has made them angry. I understand it, for I am angry too. Whoa, buddy, calm down there.
And I will try to master my grief and that of my people.
There's definitely a little bit more to that, Ian,
than not all the folk
than just basic, like
the elves he loves.
With the language thing, but yes. He definitely was already making the Elven language and working on it because he loved language so much. He was actually working on a bunch of different languages at the time, from what I remember reading and what he said in one of his interviews. It's so cool that we have those interviews of Tolkien talking to BBC and stuff. It's really fun to hear him talk about it. You know what's too funny too? I remember people saying about Peter Jackson's movies, like, oh, I don't think Tolkien would like the movies. It's like, I don't know. I kind of have a feeling he probably would have liked them and been kind of flattered that they made an entire movie and series about it, right? Because even Tolkien himself originally, someone was trying to make a play about his stuff. And basically what he said, we're going to go ahead and just run south here. Basically what he told him is, you could cut all of Rohan out if you don't have enough time, because that's not the main, plot of the story. It's like, whereas most people are like, cringe at that. They're like, what? We love Rohan. It's like, well, yeah, but he was trying to help the playwriters condense it because they only had like an hour and a half on stage. So like Tolkien was pretty had a lot of common sense there involved. He's pretty awesome. So I personally, my gut feeling is that Tolkien actually would have liked a lot of Peter Jackson's trilogies. Sure, maybe there were some spots that he would have been like, maybe not a super big fan of, or like, oh, I wish you wouldn't have cut this character out, or, that kind of thing. But like at the same time, it seems like he did understand that like when you adapted a book, you had to do certain things. So I think he would be flattered like how many people like it, because he clearly was he thought it was wonderful how many people loved his books when he was alive, right? Because obviously the good news is for Tolkien, his books were so famous already, even, years before he passed. Like, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings got very famous very quickly. It only took it like 5 years or so to get super famous. Yes, Emily, I did. It's a very good interview, too. They talked a lot about Viggo Mortensen's newest movie, too, which obviously isn't Lord of the Rings, but it's cool. It's still cool.
Welcome to King's Gondor, friend.
Oh, hello. I haven't seen you in quite some time. I'll have to tell Sardio that you're back. What brings you to Sardor?
Let's see. I actually don't want to do this quest right now. Or this quest. We're going to skip these two. We're going to keep going with the chapter here. Travel to the next quest here on the chapter is actually on level with us. Well, just about. So we're going to be focusing on trying to get to level 145. Is that pendant better than mine? It's pretty good. It loses a lot of will, though. But I gain a bunch of vitality. It's fun to ride through Middle-earth like this, though. It's very enjoyable. Yeah, that is that. It's nice just to sometimes listen to people that we have such fond memories of. It's just fun. It's fun to remember this. Like, they're still here, you know. It is a blessing. I agree. Very nice. All right, we're in Tarlong's Crown. So we should be getting close now. The person I have to talk to. Because he's travel south of Blackroot Vale. Oh, we got some quests. Which are just, I mean, they're just killing quests? Because... yeah, we might build deals on the way. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're talking about how he asked to use Andoril in his Western movie? Yes. Yes, I know about that. That's amazing. You guys didn't know he used he asked Peter Jackson if he could use the sword on one of his horses or something, or one of his things. And Peter Jackson was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Which is kind of awesome. This sword right here. Flame of the West. Hey, can you guys see it back there? In fact, the camera's slightly... I'll go up just slightly there with the camera so you can see it now. Alright, what do we have to do here? Corsairs defeat Gondorian freebooters. What a name. Alright, shock therapy, group meeting! Alright, easy defeats there. Not too challenging. Alright, go. Get him, bear. Okay, it seems pretty easy to wipe these guys. These guys are so weak. Just destroying them. It's not even close. Easy victories here. Another one bites the dust. Alright, we need these supplies here. Oh, we're having a little bit of lag there or something going on. Weird. I'm having a little bit of weird lag there. I'm not sure what that's from, but that's okay. I'm so powerful. Alright, there we are. This ability is awesome, by the way. Pleasant Breeze. It's a pretty nice big AoE heal you can use on everybody. Alright, you guys have any treasure in here? No? Alright, well, you're good. You can stay alive. Sir, I need your stolen goods. I'm gonna steal your stolen goods. It's like, wait, you can't do that. We already stole it. Well, I'm stealing it back. For Batman. Just kidding. Oh, nice, Ian. Okay, good to know. Ian says you can type in that on YouTube and you can find the full cut with all the interviews all in one spot. I've watched a bunch of them, but I don't know if I've seen every single one. I'd have to watch the whole thing to see if I've seen all the ones in that video. Yes, lore masters have always been insane in player versus monster player PvP in LOTRO. I always knew where the battlefield was. I just had to look at the sky, look for a lightning bolt, and I was like, ah, there's the battlefield. Just see this happen from far away. Because I'm telling you, you can see those lightning bolts from like a mile away. It's crazy. Sunny day, lightning bolt hits the middle of the map, you know where the battle is. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna ent this guy. Ent this guy. It sounds like some like mean terminology. I'm gonna ent this guy. It's like end this guy, but I'm gonna ent him instead. Oh man. Come here. So Elvin, how's everything over at your place? Any word on how scary said giant storm is? Elvin is has a giant hurricane aimed at his face right now, and we're not happy about it. He told us all on Discord. Clearly you still have power if you're here, or at least phone signal. It's moving south, okay. So people in south, the whole thing is moving south like it's gonna miss, or just moving as in it's not gonna hit the middle of Florida? So just the south side of Florida is gonna be careful. Oh, until Wednesday. Ah, okay. Okay, so this is it's predictions at this point. Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, we'll keep praying that there's no giant thing that hurts anybody, so. Alright, well, thank you for the update. It's gonna hit the, okay, so it's like, it was gonna hit broadside, right, from the Gulf. And now it's like, they think it's gonna go down. Well, that's... Like, I mean, I guess it's less people being affected by it, which is good, but still, we're gonna have to worry for everyone to the south, I guess. Are you, like, in the middle of the arm? Alright. Oh, look at the beautiful city over there. Gloriously beautiful. Wow. Oh man, I hope they're okay too. It's a lot of big, it is that time of year to get hurricanes and storms, but I hope they're okay in Taiwan too.
This is the road to Anvalas,
actually-
westernmost fief of
I'm
my
gonna go ahead.
husband's kingdom.
I don't know if you guys mind. I think I'm just going to skip this part. I'll leave it there for a second if you want to pause it and read it yourself, but I kind of want to keep leveling.
Thank you for going on my behalf to Morlod.
There it is. In case you want to see the story if you're watching this later as a video. Though in the future I'll be covering this on LOTRO Tale sooner or later anyway, and I'll read all of that with voiceovers. But today I'm just taking a little break with the voice here. I enjoyed doing the voiceovers at the beginning of this stream, but I don't want to overtax my voice. I was trying to give my voice a break today a little bit, but we're 2 likes away from 30, guys! Don't click it if you already liked it, but if you didn't already like it, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we're getting there. I remember doing these quests on Zollin now. When we did this on a LOTRO Adventure, I believe, right? And 1 or 2 streams, I think. Look at that view over there. Woo! The Great Mountains. This game always feels so big. Ooh, excuse me. That's a big yawn. Speaking of yawns. Hurricane season stops November 1st. On the dot. that makes sense. So you're in the thick of it right now. Gorgeous. By the way, that's Dol Amroth. There's the beacons. You see a beacon over there? More beautiful spots over there. Gosh, I just keep trying to keep getting yawns every 3 seconds. Gee. Welcome to the stream, though, who's just joined in, and thank you for following over on Twitch there. Patty asks on Twitch. I don't know if you're still there, Patty. I just saw it. Would you say that stout axes could fit into canon? So we're talking about in Lord of the Rings Online. There's the race. It's basically just another clan of the dwarves. Well, I think that for one, it sounds like I know you don't mean it as a joke, but it sounds like a joke. Like, can you fit a dwarf in a cannon and shoot him? Wrong kind of cannon. But I feel like we know the names of some of the clans of the dwarves. One of them's a little iffy, a couple of them, so it's like yeah, you could fit them in, but where I would go is I think they're respectful to the lore, but I don't think they're like official canon. I wouldn't consider them canon. I'd consider them legends. And why I say this is something on my channel, so let me just define it for you guys how I look at it on my channel, okay? Some people will define like some side shoots of Lord of the Ring, of Star Wars material in Star Wars as like legends, where it's like not official canon anymore because it changes stuff, but it's like really good and fits in, blah, blah, blah. So it's good. I go on this level. I go canon, author wrote the original story plot, or whatever it is, that's solid. Then you have legends. Legends are usually things in my mind that fit into the story really well, are very respectful of the original canon and author, and they're very good, and they make sense, they fill in holes, that kind of thing. Legends. That's usually, in my mind, legends are like the mid-ground of being a good thing. So I would consider them like legends. I think a lot of stuff that LOTRO adds is legend level. It's very, very good. It's legendary. And then I would say the next level would be fan fiction. All right? That's how I think of it. And fan fiction can be a good or a bad thing. It can be completely made up. It could respect the lore. maybe it doesn't really make sense to have it, but it's just fun. It's a fan fiction, right? But it respects the lore, maybe. Or maybe it doesn't respect the lore. Maybe it's crazy and way out there, right? There's different versions of that, obviously, within that. But I would consider, in my mind, in my rating system of how I try to articulate it, right, is that it would be like Legends. To answer your question, Patty, on Twitch. All right.
Who are these fine folk? The king and queen have come to unfold us? I never thought I would see such a day as this.
Never thought to see such a day as this. For the Langstrad is so far from the White City, and it seems so we were just a distant from their minds, if not further. It must be very impressed by the swords and spears that Lord Salgil brought to bear during the war. He is greatly missed. You tell the man that Gosalgil fought bravely on the behalf of the king and brought honor to Anphalas. He smiles and holds up a hand. I rejoice to hear you say so, stranger, but it is none unnecessary. His quality was well known. He showed his quality, guys. To his people. And though his son Orgelus is still young, there are none who doubt he will grow into his father's equal. But do you bring pleasing words alone, or are you here to help us? We could use assistance, thinning the links hereabouts, and the corsairs have been even more of a problem of late. Alright, so they want some help doing some stuff. So by the way, we have Elro here, Eladin, Arwen, and Aragorn, or King Elisar at this point. And Elisar was originally, if you don't remember, the stone that Galadriel gave to King Elisar. There's some history of the stone, and there are two different accounts that Tolkien wrote. We'll go by the one that's like, it's kind of like, I think it was hope. Elisar was the stone, was the Elisar stone, and I think it meant hope, from what I remember. I'd have to double check that. I don't even remember this off the top of their head. We're here in chat, so don't have to check. But I think that's why he ends up taking that name as king later. All right, so we got some kitty cat problems. All right, we'll deal with some creatures here. Yes, I was aware of that, but the stone was called the Elisar stone, right? And I'm trying to remember, did it mean hope? A translation? Is it Elven? Something like that. It's on the tip of my memory, but I can't quite get it out. So now we gotta find some evil corsairs. Take them out. Elfstone, yes. Yeah, let me see. Nerd of the Rings made a really good video on it the other day, but let me look. Elistar, yeah, you're right. Good job, guys. Elfstone. It has multiple meanings in Lord of the Rings. Aragorn's title after defeating Sauron, it's Quenya, which is the Elven word. So Elisar is Elfstone. You're right. Aragorn was given the title of King Elisar by Galadriel, Arwen's grandmother, which I just said. He became the first king of reunited Gondor. Yep, a fabled gem. There are two fabled gems known as the Elisar or Orendil, and one of the First Age and one from the Third Age, which we're talking about the Third Age one. A brooch. A legend says that Celebrimbor made a version of the lost jewel during the Second Age and set it in the silver brooch. The brooch was given to Galadriel, who was said to be pained by the state of Middle-earth. So yeah, it just means elf stone, which also had another meaning. When it said other meaning here in the description, it was talking about that it was something about hope. And I'm pretty sure Nerd of the Rings has a really good video on it recently, which if you want to check it out. I thought it was a really good video. It basically also meant something to do with, it was the hope that he would be able to, again, it was a gift to him by the family, right, on her side, but to be a hope that he would be able to kind of defeat Sauron and save the world. Sort of, in short. Yes, I did say that, Ian, at the beginning of our conversation. There were several versions of the story. He did settle on one at the end, though, which Nerd of the Rings talks about. But authors do that. It's how you make a good story. You keep thinking about it until you get it the way you want it. I know I have an author in my family. And she's always like bouncing stuff off me with storytelling. She's like, what do you think of this version? What do you think of this version? Usually once the author publishes the work, then it becomes, that's the canon, once they decide on which one they think is the correct one. Version. Alright, there's another Corsair baddie. We need 2 more bad Corsairs. Guess we'll just keep going down this road and see if I see any more. Exactly, Emily. No pressure, Aragorn, on your fiance. No pressure, but here's the pressure of the world. Good luck. If you fail, all of Middle-earth will fall into darkness. He's like, oh crap. I didn't sign up for this. And then Gandalf was like, so says all that comes to live at such times. But it's not for them to decide. You decide what to do with the time that's given to you. That's what matters. It's not the exact words, but we're close. I need 1 more. Maybe I'll just get the last Corsair on the way back. Oh wait, is that one? Oh nope, that's a deer. There he is, Corsair cast away. Sir, you've been cast away by an Ent. He's like, no! Alright, how are we gonna turn this quest in? And I wonder if I pop my XP scroll, I'll probably get a lot of experience for this quest. Might be a waste of my XP scroll, though. Technically, the XP, if I log out, the XP scroll won't keep using the XP, though. But I'll have to, like, immediately start leveling correctly when I log back in. Like, fast. Where did my... There it is. Okay. Let's see. Items. Tome of Extraordinary XP. I will take it. And together we shall be extraordinary. How are my traits, by the way? I might have to work on getting some of these up. Which one am I earning right now? Mercy.
You took care of the beasts that threaten Melgabos?
If you have the trust of King Elazar, I suppose you have more than earned my own. This is not the first time Orgullos has slipped his keeper's watch.
Alright, let's look for the little kid.
Will you play a game with me? My sister is busy, so I've got no one to play with.
I'm so sorry, small child, but not right now. Ah, thank you, Lord Kev. Okay, alright. Hope was his elven name. That's probably what I am remembering when we talk about the elven stone in that video. Thank you, Lord Kev. Appreciate it. Let's see here. What's this guy got?
Days of peace have come at last to Gondor. We must strive to defend our newly gained peace.
Shoot some seagulls. That seems easy enough. Get out of here, seagull. Go. Seems like easy XP. I'll take easy XP. Just gotta shoo some seagulls away. Easy XP until you get murdered by a ravenous group of seagulls. Yes, you're right. Yep, and they named him that too because he was the Hope, which is what I was thinking. Again, no pressure, Mr. Aragorn. But you have to save everybody.
Have you come to help? Good.
What am I supposed to do with the... Oh, just... I see. Just supposed to put the fish drying on fish racks, eh? Easy peasy. Could you imagine if an MMO made these quests where you actually have to sit here and, like, put the fish on the rack? Like, take, like, a minute doing each fish? Oh my gosh. If it was, like, entertaining in a new MMO, maybe, but it sounds kind of, like, painful. There's a little kitty cat. Meow. Meow, meow. Where are these other fish racks? So there's one, like, right here that I missed. Is it inside this home? No. Oh, there it is. It was hiding in plain sight. It was a hiding fishy rack. It was a hiding tesseract. I mean, fishy rack. There we go. Alright, guys, level 145. All I had to do was hang some fish up to dry. Alright, sir. I've done your work.
Have you come to help? Good.
Whee! Super level! Woohoo! The Tree of Gondor! We've done it, laddies. Alright. With that, I'm going to add some more of this. Alright, we're level 145. We're getting there. 5 levels from max. Well, at least for now. Let's see. Chapter. It's on the beach. Oh, yes. I remember this. Small little boat. This older lady. She's like digging for something. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's a beautiful Stol Amroth in the distance there in the sunset. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Will there ever be an end to this toil?
Will there ever be an end to this toil? Alright, ma'am, I'll help you out. But I think, for now, my friends, how's that for a gorgeous sunset right there? There it is. A glorious sunset of Gondor. Yes, yes, Lord Kev, you're right. The king name was because of his healing prowess. Yes. No, I'm not max level. What? Also, why are you being so negative, Mr. Ian? It's a beautiful sunset. Yes, Reb. Well said. Yeah, no, this is not max level. I'm grinding levels out, doing the fastest things I can to get experience. Which, killing quests, just go kill this. It's a very easy way to get experience. Alright, well that was very fun. Beautiful, beautiful sunset here in the world. Anyway, my friends, I'm probably going to be calling it here for now. Because I think I'm going to get a few more things done in the evening here and get some food. Thank you so much, so many of you here. By the way, guys, I just realized you guys bumped the likes up to almost 40 likes. Thank you so much. It's like 30 of you guys here. It's amazing. How's Brody, I says. Well, he's doing good. Thank you for asking. He got to go to the dog park yesterday, and he had a blast. It was very cute. And now he's been happy all day because he got to go to the dog park, him and Sandy. They are very, very happy. I'll try to get some more videos for you guys soon of them in my shorts. Reb, thank you for streaming. Enjoyable as always. Thank you, Reb. Appreciate it, my friend. Alright, I gotta do one thing here real quick. Give me 1 second. Quack. Somebody's gonna get a little timeout for a while there. We attempt here to have fun and be positive. People are making up reasons. They're gonna get a little timeout there in the chat. Anyway, thank you, Ice. Yes, very cool. Always fun. Love the content. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, you guys, that was super fun. Thanks for hanging out today. I'm glad you guys had fun, and I had fun as well. Baruch Hazad Kuzare menu. Stay happy, my friends. And I will see you guys all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. And also, Reb, thank you for being a Royal Guard, my friend. I appreciate the support. And all my Patreons. You guys are the best. I appreciate that so much. And all of you for liking and subscribing and being a part of the community. Super fun. Again, our goals are always going to be fun, happy, positivity. You're having fun, I'm having fun. Lord of the Rings content and stuff for Tolkien, including some voiceovers. And again, I have a bunch of videos of replica things and stuff that I want to put out for you guys. I just haven't been able to get to because there's a lot of stuff to do all the time now as a content creator. It's funny because now that I've really been doing more and more with content creation, I'm realizing I'm like, there are so many other little jobs that you do all the time. So again, thank you guys for supporting the channel. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope we can get to 10,000 subscribers this year. I think it's going to be easy because you guys are amazing. We've been getting welcomed, by the way, to the hundreds of new subscribers. We just hit 400 subscribers after 9,000. So we're at 9,400. We just hit that yesterday. In fact, I think we're 11 past that now. So you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being part of the community. Stay happy, my friends. I'm at your service. And your families here on Voice of the Rings is all an Ironshield out, my friends. Have a great day. And again, we'll have some more fun streams coming out too. This next weekend, there's an event going on called the Highland Games. I'll probably still do a stream on Friday. And maybe throw one in the week maybe. But I'll have a couple videos for you guys and stuff as always, of course. And then next week, I'll probably, share some stuff with you guys if you want in my normal blog playlist for that event. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for getting pretty much 40 likes in a less than 2-hour stream, which is amazing. Thank you for that. And it really does help. Watch time, likes, subscribes. I can't tell you how much that helps. I couldn't do anything as a content creator without my wonderful viewers. So that's how it works. All right, guys. See you in the next ones. And join our Discord. Highly recommend it. Join our Discord. See you in the next one, guys.